Hey, what is going on guys? Voltic here, welcome back to a brand new video. Now in today's video I'll be giving you guys an extensive guide on the corrupted Grandmaster strike for this week. As always, if you guys are brand new to the channel, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to never miss a video just like this. Anyways, to start things off, let's talk about the loadout I decided to use for this Nightfall. For my kinetic weapon, I decided to use Acute Redemption, which is a bow you get from Garden of Salvation. It has Archer's Tempo and Explosive Head, but you can use any other bow like Whispering Slap or Biting Winds. Moving on to my secondary weapon, I am using No Composure, and it's a fusion rifle that's void. And the reason why I want it to be void is because there's a lot of combatants that are void in this strike, so that's why I'm using it, as well as there being unstop. So this is going to be very useful for me to stop those unstoppables. And of course, you can switch out the loadout to however you want. Just make sure you have a good unstoppable weapon as well as a good overload weapon, and make sure that the teammate or the LFG group that you're playing with also has arc, solar, and void, because you're going to need those three. Now moving on to the powerful weapons, you're going to want this weapon because, well, you're going to need to do that DPS. Sleeper Stimulant is really good for DPSing the bosses as well as enemies around there, as well as using 1k voices, that works, or using Reed's Regret, that works as well. Personally though, I would probably want Threaded Needle if you're not using Sleeper Stimulant, so make sure you have some good linear fusion rifles. It's very important for this strike. Moving on to my gear, we have my helmet with Ashes of Assets, fusion rifle ammo find, and remember, Ashes to Assets is very good so you can get your super energy back, especially if you're pairing this with Ursa Furiosa. And I'm going to be using Overload Bow as well as Unstoppable Fusion Rifle for my Ursas. Moving on to my chest piece, I have Sniper Damage Resistance, Concussion Dampener, and Taking Charge. Then we have my boots, which has Fusion Rifle Scavenger as well as Linear Fusion Scavenger. And finally, we have my mark with Particle Deconstruction. I was using Middle Tree, Code of the Commander for my Titan. So there you go. Moving on to the people that I was playing with, we have Eye of Another World. Jivri is a Warlock, as you guys can see, and quickly just going to zoom through all the items. Ignition Code, Trinity Ghoul, Threaded Needle, he's Stasis. Gary here, or David, has this loadout. So quickly going to zoom through this. Phoenix Protocol. You can slow down the video and see the stats. Ignition Code again, Vex Mythoclast, Threaded Needle, and he was using Dawnblade, well, not Dawnblade, but the Well. Here's Jivri's Stasis stuff. Just quickly zooming through all of this, so you guys can slow this down if you want to see it and run it for yourselves if you're a different character. And while you don't have to run exactly the same super that I am, let's talk about some of the most optimal supers that you can use for this strike specifically. Mainly Well. Well is going to be very important because it's going to give you more survivability, especially near the end when you're facing the boss. Very much a priority. You can use Invis Nade, that works as well, so you can go invisible and pick up your teammates if you die. Really good. Stasis here works. Warlock. For the Titans, Ursa is very important, if I'm being honest. You can get away with using hammers, but Ursa is definitely going to be something you're going to want. For hunters, it's going to be, going invisible. For warlocks, it's Stasis and basically using Well. Just make sure as always to have a decent loadout and be prepared to be changing and possibly dying and resetting multiple times in this strike if this is your first time doing this, because it is a little challenging. So here we go. Now we're starting off the corrupted strike, and right off the bat you're gonna have an overload spawning in front of you, so get ready, shoot him on sight and start killing him because you want him out of there. As always, make sure you play your distance because you don't want to die off right off the bat, because that's not good. You don't want to die. You want to keep those lives, well, as many lives as possible for when you're at the finale, when you're the boss, because you're gonna die a lot there. So just make sure you push up slowly, take your time, and there's gonna be some void enemies up ahead, and you can use your fusion rifle if you decide to use a fusion rifle that's void, or whatever void weapon you have to take off those acolytes. As always, there's going to be a few more enemies up ahead as well, so make sure not to push too far, otherwise you're going to die. There's sniper vandals, and well, they're kind of annoying and they kind of bubble up sometimes, so make sure you watch out, as well as those taken boss that are being thrown at you by the taken boss. Don't get hit by those because, well, those things one-shot you as well, so don't die. You also have the overloads as well, those little stasis overload thingies that shoot stasis at you. Don't die by them. Take it easy, take it slow, try to play your distance, and don't die. Once you finish off the enemies outside, go inside, but don't go all the way down once you go to the little downward path, because well, there's enemies that are waiting for you there, and that phalanx and Minotaur, they kind of hurt, so make sure you get your distance there and shoot them one at a time like I'm doing, because well, if you don't do it correctly, you're gonna die. But just keep that in mind. Do not overextend, because if you die in Narnia and your teammates can't res you, well, that's gonna be annoying for them to have to go through all of that. Once you're done with that part, you're gonna be going to the elevator part, my favorite part. Not really, I actually hate myself. All I feel is pain when I go in this part. Anyways, one tip that I would highly suggest is throwing 2 balls at your 2 teammates so you could keep them for when the shielded enemies spawn in. Don't worry about killing those thrall right away. You need to go after those shielded enemies so you can get them deaded. Another great tip that I would give you guys is leaving 1 enemy alive for the first wave, so you're able to, get ready for the next wave. You can throw 2 more balls to the other other 2 teammates so you can get ready for those shielded enemies that are coming on the second wave. So make sure to do that. It actually helps out a lot and removes a lot of the stress, to be honest. So hey, there you go. The other tips I can give you guys is make sure to use the cover for your advantage. Make sure to always be on move. Do not stay in one area for this elevator part because you can quickly get surrounded and then deaded. So make sure to be on the move for this area if you start getting, suffocated by the enemies. So be on the move. Once you're done with the elevator part, up ahead there's going to be an unstoppable champion, so make sure to focus him. Also beware, there's some boomers there that are going to be blowing you up and they have arc shields, so shoot those guys, shoot the unstop, and shoot those acolytes. And then after you're done with those guys, well, there's a beautiful shrieker up in the sky. Do not get hit by him, he hurts. That's basically what you're gonna have to deal with for the next few minutes up ahead, because well, there's gonna be shriekers in the sky, there's gonna be unstoppable, and there's gonna be arc boomers blowing you up. So just beware, don't overextend. Take your time in this spot if you want to, and just don't die. There you go. That's the best tip I can honestly give you. Play your cover. For this next part, you have the 2 bosses, the Taken Ogre as well as the normal Ogre. There's going to be unstoppables, there's going to be enemies with shields of Arc, Solar, and Void, so it's the whole rainbow. And number 1 advice is basically do not overextend for this part. Do not die in Narnia. It can get very annoying if you have your teammate dying super far away and then you're not able to res him because, well, you're probably going to have to restart the strike because this part is very annoyingly hard. So make sure to take your distance, play as a team, do not overextend, and play it safe with cover. We decided to go for platinum, so we went for all the champions that spawn in, but if you want to rush things, you can definitely shoot the ogre and the Taken Ogre right away and just blast them so you can skip on to the next part if you're just going for that completion. But if you want platinum, well, you're gonna have to take your time with this part slowly like we did. Or you can be real ballsy and just rush through everything like a real gamer and just get it done. Anyways, the enemies that you also are going to be seeing are knights, acolytes. You're going to have shriekers in the Taken room, so beware of those. What else can I say? The ogre, you can shoot the normal ogre in the normal room, so it could teleport you to the Taken room, and that could be way easier for you, I guess, so it doesn't spawn the arc boomers in the end. So hey, that helps out. Whichever route you decide to take, I'm still going to explain both routes. So if you do it the normal, well, you're going to have arc knights spawning in. If you do it the Taken way, there's only going to be shriekers, so focus on those shriekers if you want, or you can just sneak through those shriekers and get to the portal, but at the end, you're going to be teleported right in front of unstoppables and thrall. So beware, make sure to push back like we did so you don't die. Like I said before, once you get those 2 ogres down, there's going to be an unstoppable, 2 unstoppables to be exact, and some thrall right in front of the gate. So focus on those guys. Once you get those guys down those stairs, there's going to be 2 more unstoppables, an acolyte, a few thrall, and there's going to be a void sniper to the left, so take him down. So yeah, there you go. Further down those stairs is going to be a mini boss, a vandal that I so deeply hate. You can shoot him, as well as 2 overloads to the right and to the left. Once you get those guys done and over with, you're gonna keep going forward, and now you're going to this deep pit. You can either take it slow or just fall down like I did and, well, make it to the portal if you're real ballsy. But hey, if you want to play it safe here. I highly recommend it if it's your first time so you don't mess up. Once you make it to the portal down in the pit, well, you're teleported to this next area, and here you are to the floaty rocks. So exciting, and you're getting near to the boss. Oh man, get ready. So you have a few acolytes that are void here, and you need your void weapons, so shoot them down and get ready for this area because it can be a little annoying. You might die, I'm gonna be honest, so make sure not to fall off the map. Take it easy, take it slow, don't overextend, and take your time. No idea why I started talking like that. Anyways, once you're done with those acolytes, you go further in, and as you guys can see, there's more acolytes. Shoot those acolytes that are void and stay up there because down below there's 2 minotaurs that are gonna be blasting you, so get rid of them from the top with your bows. And yeah, take your time here. Do not overextend, play it slow, play it safe, and once you're done with those minotaurs, well, further down below there's going to be enemies, and yeah, there's a vandal and an overload, and that's pretty much how it's going to be until you get to the boss part. Of course, do not start the boss automatically. Get ready for this part. It's going to be hectic. Take it slow and watch what we're doing. As you guys can see, we have 1 person going in, which is going to be me. I went in, start the boss encounter, and that's when we were ready. Of course, we started this when we were ready, so make sure you have your supers up, your weapons loaded, because you're starting the boss fight, so get ready for this part. Now, as you guys can see, I decided to stay in that little ledge area, and I decided to wait for the thrall to come in so I could throw my nade and get the ashes to assets thing to start up, as well as getting my super. So there you go. You guys can use this technique. As always, I love the ashes to assets mod. It's really good to get your super energy. Oh, it's so beautiful. And that's how it's gonna pretty much be. You have 1 person out there basically collecting the ball, throwing it back to the teammate, and then you DPS the ball boss. Of course, you do this after you clear all the ads in front of you, so you can be clear to grab that ball. As always, take your time on this area because this boss phase can be very hectic. That's following up, so make sure to play it safe. Do not overextend. If you start getting low in HP, run back to your teammates and play from over there. As always, do not get sniped by the boss as well, because, well, she can snipe you, and she can snipe you real hard. She can basically kill you out of existence. Now, if you're real big brain, before you start doing the final DPS phase for her in that area, you're gonna want to go back to your teammates and start prepping up for what's coming up, because once you do the DPS enough for when she starts running away, you don't want to go forward so you don't get killed by the little auto kill thing there in the back, and get ready for the enemies that are in front of you, because, well, there's a lot of enemies and you want to get rid of them as fast as possible. So either drop a well right there, use your super, throw your nade, do the solar damage to those knights, because like I said, you can get easily wiped out here, and well, those enemies hurt. Once you're done with everything there, start moving forward and you take the taken portal. Once in here, there's going to be an overload as well as a knight there. Once they're dead, up ahead there's going to be a few rocks floating in as well as enemies, so make sure to stay in the rock that you're currently on until those enemies in the other area are dead. Just take your time. There's unstops, there's knights, there's acolyte, or not acolytes, vandals that are sniping you, so get rid of those enemies. Take it slow, don't overextend. Once you're done with all those enemies and you're on to the next final stage, which is the boss part, there's going to be enemies in that area. Wipe all those enemies out, get ready, prep yourself up and start aiming at the head of the boss. So with your linear fusion rifles, aim at the boss, or whatever you're using for DPS, aim at the boss, because you don't want to wipe her out here in the first stage, because the second stage gets very hectic and you don't want to be on that second stage. Let's just put it like that. So right here, we barely had her half health, and yeah, as you guys can see, it doesn't take that much damage. Just make sure you shoot her here as much as possible. You were successfully able to kill her in that one phase. Congratulations. If you didn't, well, you're on to the second phase, and get ready because more enemies are about to spawn in, captains with solar and knights, so make sure not to get killed by them. You gotta be on the move, so make sure to use invis nades, blinding, whatever you have to stop these enemies from shooting you. Make sure you stop them, because you're also getting bumped by the boss. That's why you don't want to be in the second phase. And if somehow you were able to clear all the enemies that spawn in on that second phase, congratulations, because honestly, you're a legend. Start getting ready to DPS the boss, and there you go, you did it. You completed the corrupted. You're gonna get a hungry or this beautiful hothead. Oh man, was it worth the loot? Definitely not. But hey, you got the completion done. Congratulations. Pat yourself in the back. As always, if you guys did go on to find the video very helpful, remember to drop a like, subscribe, turn on notifications for more videos just like this, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace. I'm losing my voice.